So you asked me the question about marital relations when you're young. It is a solution for your passion, right? You confine it and you demand that it be associated with love. And that's how it's tamed. That's how it goes from something that's wild, that's bestial and degrading and self-centered. That's how you switch it from that to something that actually communicates love and builds unity. St. Gregory the Theologian says that kind of cultivated marital sexuality functions like a super glue. And the knowing each other as one flesh, and then from that also being able to have children and multiply the image of God, which was, by the way, the first commandment that went into the human ear, be fruitful and multiply, is 1.6 being fruitful and multiply. I'm sorry, that's not even reproducing yourself. That's killing the human race. It's not even multiplying it at all. 2.1 is necessary just to reproduce yourself. That's not multiplying either.
Oh, interesting. Multiplying is at least what, 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
again, not everyone, caveats here. If you're not, you have infertility, you can't. This doesn't make you less than. And if there's some severe health crisis, it's not.
You study the scriptures. The Lord is the one who opens the womb and closes the womb. We're thinking just biologically. We think that these laws just run. That's not what natural law is. Natural law is just God doing things the same way regularly so we can count on him. If we woke up every day and the so-called law of gravity, he changed every day. And when I dropped this cup, it went up to the ceiling and stuck. That's a very confusing life. I'm expecting the cup to go down. That's not because of law. It's because God made the world he permeates everything. His spirit permeates everything. Everything moves by the spirit of God in the world. And he is consistent. Sometimes if you're the prophet Elias and your disciple is chopping a tree down, and the axe head falls off and it goes into the water and it sinks because that's normally what happens. But if you're in big trouble because you borrowed it and you go to your spiritual father, the prophet Elias, and you say, or Elisha actually, and he says, oh, Father Elisha, I dropped my axe head. And then he comes over and he goes, please, Lord, give me the axe head. And he comes to the top. Okay. That's the intervention of grace. That is God performing a miracle, but he also performed a miracle by making it go down. He was just involved as making it go down as he was making it come up. God's involved with this kind of thing. And he's involved in opening wounds and shutting wounds, right? For very many reasons. Just look at the life of Abraham, the patriarch. When he went into Egypt and the Pharaoh took Sarah, God closed all the wombs in Egypt. Not a single person could conceive. They can try as they want. Biology.
So would you say that obviously artificial closing of the womb is always wrong, but then there is a conversation about, fertility awareness, natural family planning, and, spacing children and delaying children and doing, because of, financial or material reasons or health reasons. What would be your approach that you think would be the good guiding star for that? And I know the Orthodox and the Catholics are very close on this, not fully identical, but very close.
The teaching of the church is that God is the Lord of birth giving and that we do not have a right to play with the purposes of marriage. When a couple sits down to me on their first pre-marriage meeting and they say, Father, we're going to get married and we want you to do it and we want you to form us, I always stop. I say, wait just a second. Before I get involved, let's find out if you're really supposed to get married. And then I ask the couple, I say, look, when you get married, you have to confine yourself sexually to your wife. You have to make her your chief friend